Hello. Thanks for joining us in this presentation about an arts education imperative, New Directions for Sustainability. This project is a Uni-Twin partner project led by the Melbourne Graduate School of Education at the University of Melbourne, Australia. We are the arts-based educational researchers in this larger project team: Kate, Amanda, Neda and Jess. You'll hear from the four of us in this project about the different ways that we are exploring a methodology for the New Directions project. Metho-pedagogies driven by feminist data practices that have helped us reimagine, rethink, and explore ways of doing data work differently. We think it's an important time for us to rethink what data is in arts-based research, who produces data, how data is understood as practice, and what practices we seek to explore. This also leads for us into thinking about metho-pedagogies and what methods and pedagogies we need post-pandemic as we face an endemic future. In our presentation, we position how placemaking, as a new materialist theory of pedagogy, can be harnessed to make and know place differently for the endemic. Our video presentation uses the same method of patching data traces as place stories that we invited our collaborators to embody, and brings together artist teachers, artist researchers, and data creatives to speculate what might be. The 2020 story we present here is a mapping of the methods and theories interwoven in how data is encountered, created, cited, and re-storied together through digital worlding. The metho-pedagogies underpinning this research engage us in critical debates and issues regarding arts-based educational methodologies, including the critical approaches to speculative artographical research that seek to extend the boundaries of inquiry-based research in education. Now, why is this important? Because what does it look like to do inter, multi, and transdisciplinary research in arts education? It's a question that we ponder often, and as a team of artists and data creatives are considering what data looks like, what data feels like, and the affect of data on pedagogy and practice. One way of rethinking the possibilities and opportunities for data work was to invite participants to send us a time capsule creative output. We extended an invitation that stated, 2041 Arts Education Imperatives Research Time Capsule. Congratulations, you are invited to contribute to the creation of an arts education research time capsule to capture and archive your work. We invite you to send us a pre-recorded 7-minute time capsule video that tells the story of your research that you have worked in and on to be opened in 2041. 2041 is in the near future. It's 20 years from now. Because of this project working within a speculative artographic space, the project asked participants to speculate and to think about what their legacy might be as they considered what people will come to know about their research in 2041. Artography works within the concept and rendering of the metaphor, and the time capsule as metaphor offered an opportunity to showcase how arts education research can be categorised within the four imperatives that the project positions itself on: decolonisation, cultural resilience, inclusion, agency and well-being, and the post-digital age. Because the goal of this project is to help imagine and speculate on futures that are made possible by arts education research, futures that we should be striving for or futures that we should resist in arts education, were what we were hoping to find. Digital and visual data is multiplicitous and multimodal. In this often challenging and rapidly evolving space of research, the greatest strength of choosing speculative digital and visual methods for socio-cultural arts education research is the flexibility and almost limitless potential for gathering, producing, making, drawing, recording, writing, and curating. Understanding the rich potential of visual and digital research methodologies is a process. inextricably linked to epistemological and ontological design, analysis, and dissemination choices. We choose to work with digital and visual data, inserting the R in data as practice. Our performative and lived pedagogy in this project is relational, affective, and emergent. As a team of data creatives, we are pushing the boundaries of pedagogy as intersectional feminists. It is in the process of making and curating that we have found ourselves in the interstitial space between methodological and pedagogical inquiry that many artographers find themselves.
Through emerging digital methodologies, we can intertwine and weave art practices and research, which while categorizable can be relational. This enlarges, disrupts, and enriches our understandings and expands the capabilities of building knowledge.
This patched together world of digital places is a quilt of different but connected researchers, presented here using the metaphor and metonymy of 2020. The year that shifted how we did and do arts-based educational research and arts educational praxis research to explore the possibilities of data within the new.
This virtual repository allows audiences to gather via an avatar, converse with each other via audio and chat functions, and interact with documents, video, and sounds in the space synchronously and asynchronously. This represents a networked, multifaceted way to engage with research material in the digital space. As artist in residence, I consider the metaverse to be a good example of a transdisciplinary boundary object. It brings in multiple communities of practice, invites the unexpected, including functional non-consensus. People may choose to interact with research outputs in unexpected ways, and it critically repositions our notions.
We cite Karen Barad here. Reality is composed not of things in themselves or things behind phenomena, but of all things in phenomena. The world is a dynamic process of intra-activity and materialization in the enactment of determinate causal structures with determinate boundaries, properties, meanings, and patterns of marks on bodies. This ongoing flow of agency through which part of the world makes itself differentially intelligible to another part of the world, and through which causal structures are stabilized and destabilized, does not take place in space and time, but happens in the making of space-time itself.
Borrowing from the Choose Your Own Adventure format, this project reinscribes agency to the recipients of the research. We are developing a hyperlinked treasure map that can be quickly and easily navigated as a visual aid and portal of access to multiple repositories, platforms, hubs, and galleries.
Working with Tara Page's work here, we cite, by exploring and examining these practices, we can map the ways of making and learning placemaking, and develop a deeper knowledge and understanding of place and belonging. This will enable both an individual and collective understanding of the power of politics of place. To know and understand and learn these everyday placemaking practices of life, innovative approaches and methods of research are needed.
We use a speculative orthography, which invites the artist, researcher, and teacher to work collaboratively and simultaneously. This is an innovative, speculative, practice-related method that invites a participatory response through its design.
This animation was part of the design process for the image quilt format from Edward Tufte. The Pecha format has lent itself to a patchwork approach with its 20 slides of 20 seconds each, taking core samples, like an image snapshot but doing it computationally, every 20 seconds to translate the video data into a single image. Translating the audio into a visual waveform means the quilt can represent the visual and an abstracted form of the audio that can be understood at a glance. This yellow quilt patch at the bottom right of Marnie and Kate's audio shows the different audible signatures of the two speakers. Our research project stitches together the work of artists, teachers, artist researchers and data creatives, remaking our research as we reflect on the threads that tie us together. Back to our metaverse, inviting our co-researchers into an embodied experience of exploring their own and others' research time capsules draws on data feminist principles to elevate embodiment and embrace pluralism. Our approach to visualising the research data is designed to be inclusive as we work to decolonise our use of technology, processes and data.
Thanks so much for listening, and we hope to stay in contact with some of you. Please reach out if you have some questions or you want to discuss the possibilities for feminist metho-pedagogies and new methodologies in arts-based educational research with us. This is our list of references that we're working with, and we're really keen to invite you to explore our Mozilla Hub's exhibition space soon. Thank you.